request of Mayor Parks, the Illinois Department of Transportation continues to work with Metro East area officials to make progress on increasing minority participation in both contracting and workforce development on transportation projects in the area. We believe this was a very productive meeting today, and we will continue our conversation with area mayors and other community groups to continue to make progress. We are working together to identify ways to achieve positive outcomes in the months ahead, especially as we look at ways to train and place additional workers on area transportation projects and involve more minority firms in upcoming contracts. Okay.
Yes.
IDOT is proud of its record minority participation on the Mississippi River Bridge projects to date, and we are rededicating ourselves to maximizing minority participation in both workforce and contracting on not only the Mississippi River Bridge projects, but in additional projects throughout the state in the months ahead. Okay? Thank you.
Representatives both by phone as well as face-to-face. We feel as if we are mostly finished with the negotiations. There are still some points that we need to settle, and we look forward to settling those within the next 10 days. The main points, first of all, they are already making significant strides now when it comes to minority participation on the bridge project. We're looking to set a pace at this point that establishes quality minority participation on not only the bridge project, but other projects that IDOT is actually working on, and hopefully set the stage for quality minority participation for anything else that the state of Illinois is doing, especially in the Region 8. This is called District 8, which is basically southwestern Illinois. We have come a long way since August the 5th, and then August the 15th. We had a productive meeting last Friday, Friday the 16th. We feel as if the progress, the major steps that have been taken today are certainly moving us towards something that we can finalize, especially prior to the November levy. So the steps that we're making are steps that we can feel very happy with at this point. And at this point, with the president of MEBCO, Dr. William Mason, at my right, and Attorney Eric Vickers, the attorney from MEBCO, along with Tiama Dent, we are here to answer any questions that need to be answered.
So in terms of specifics of negotiations, can you tell us a little bit about what kind of things you nailed down today? You know, because I know we talk about minority workers, you know, I mean, it's more than just a percentage or a statistic. You know, I mean, it deals with more than that. But when it comes down to it, is there a certain number that you're saying, this is what we want and this is what it should be?
Well, as opposed to getting into particulars when it comes to percentages, we would like to point to some of the steps that we feel good about. One of the things that has been placed on the table today is an actual incentive for those who are putting minority workers to work, where there will be a certain dollar amount paid on an hourly rate for the people who are actually doing the training of the people who went through the training program. For example, Ms. Dent is one who went through the training program back in 2009 or 2010, and with her having gone through the training program, if she works for one of the company will have people being subsidized for making sure that they are there to train her. So what we like about that is that IDOT has already made the initial investment by way of Dr. Mason's company, MEBCO, or the organization MEBCO, and they are further investing in training, but most importantly, further investing with organizations so that they can bring more minorities to work. That was one of the major things that we were looking for. Actually putting teeth in the process of, here's a way to actually say more blacks and other ethnic minorities will be working. We feel very good about progress that has been made at this point ever since this whole discussion began. And I give Dr. Mason and Mr. Vickers a lot of credit. For the last decade, they've been working with IDOT to really put something in place, first of all with the 2005 MOU, Memorandum of Understanding, to say we need to see some progress when it comes to minority participation. That's when a lot of things began, but it continued all the way through the process that we've been through over the last month and a half. They've started to see more and more blacks and other ethnic minorities coming to work for IDOT by way of the companies and by way of even the unions. Now, the unions are still a place that we have to spend a lot of our time. We look forward to a meeting that's taking place with the contractors next week. That's another major point that has been put forth and now has been agreed upon by IDOT, where they're actually meeting with the contractors on September the 29th and will be a part of that meeting. The other aspect of that is we're looking to convene a meeting between IDOT and the community with the unions. Now, that date has not been set, but we look forward to that meeting taking place hopefully as soon as the week following the meeting with the contractors.
And I would add that a mark of where we are is that IDOT has essentially frozen awarding any contracts on this Mississippi River Bridge project until we work out all these different particulars. As a matter of fact, they had a couple of bids that were supposed to come out tomorrow, which they have pulled back in order to allow time for us to work through these various programs, the incentive program. There's another program that's going to be unveiled. It's called a Target Market Program, and that's a program specifically to get minority contractors involved.